Today, we're test driving a very special car. And Tyler knows this car a little bit better than I do, or at least the history. But it's actually a 2005 Mustang GT. But there is not much that hasn't been touched on this car by Kenny Brown and his company. And that's my fault. So, yeah, I haven't installed a stick in a while, but nope. So, well, just being real, folks. But this is a CSR 69, built by Kenny Brown, and it's a pretty special car. One-off 1969 tribute car. Not much of this car hasn't been touched. Appearance, performance, especially the suspension. Tyler, you want to talk a little bit about some of the upgrades that Kenny has done to this car?
Yeah, like Dad said, there hasn't been much that hasn't been touched by Kenny Brown, especially when building the CSR 69. It was a one-off SEMA build, so it was converted to a Fastback. With the louvers, and kind of has the deleted quarter windows. So, and it even has the 69 side scoops. It's a really good looking car on the outside. And it even has the big Boss 9 hood scoop on the front, which looks good. Very aggressive looking car. Very aggressive sounding car. But Kenny Brown had this built to kind of show what his team could do and what his components could do. The suspension on this car has completely been gone through. The whole front cradle is a Kenny Brown tubular front end. All tubular control arms, front and rear. Rear trailing arms, adjustable paint hard bar. The interior has been gutted with a 6-point cage and harnesses and OMP racing seats. Radio delete. This is a performance car. Don't need really a radio with the sound of this car either.
No, the sound that comes out of this car is absolutely intoxicating. And one nice thing about it is this car would go to the track and you'd turn some phenomenal times, but it's actually not so, you know, extravagantly built. That it's actually pretty nice on the road. It's fairly comfortable.
It's
for a race car.
It is. It's pretty stiff, like you'd expect. This car handles beautifully going around a roundabout right now, and I know it's planted. Those tires are some of the stickiest I've felt on a Mustang. But it does idle and cruise smooth. This car, when it was first built by Kenny Brown did take it around on kind of a media parade and had a bunch of different editors drive it, and it is touted as being an absolutely amazing, one of the best handling Mustangs ever built. And that's thanks to the components and the parts and the effort that was put into this car by Kenny Brown and his team. This car, when it was built originally, was touted as beating 06 Corvettes around the track at the time in 05. And just editors of different magazines just went on and on about how amazing this car was. This was, in the time, was the end-all be-all Mustang. Now, since it's been built, it has been modified a little bit with a little extra horsepower. It's got comp cams. It's got the high-rise Ford Racing air intake manifold. It's got a cold air intake. Long tube headers, straight X-pipe with no cats, and all that sound comes through a MagnaFlow, a set of MagnaFlow mufflers. So even with the amazing handling, this car has an extra punch behind it now too.
The amazing are the handling
rear.
So this is a fantastic car. You know, if you're looking for something that no one else has, that you can drive and perform in and look good at the car shows, you need to take a look at the pictures of this car, because our description doesn't do this car justice. I mean,
I'm sure there's stuff we're forgetting. If you can go online, just Google CSR 69, and you can find all sorts of videos of Kenny Brown talking about the car, with the car in the background. I mean, this car was personally owned by Kenny Brown and driven by Kenny Brown. This car has seen track time, so it does wear its battle scars with pride, and it does have a few, but it's still an amazing looking car going down the road. It gets all sorts of looks and attention. There's not another Mustang like it.
yeah, it's definitely worth the look. You know, you'd have the only Fastback, true Fastback 05.
Right.
I mean, just the touches he did on this car is just amazing. He did a beautiful job with this car. Yeah. So it's here at Rock Solid Motorsports. Check it out. Check out the pictures, the walk around video. You've just watched the test drive video.